All right, welcome back and welcome to episode 189 of those Millennials podcast. Today I'm your humble, grateful, extremely thankful host, Kev Classic. I'm here with my nearest and dearest, my boys and friends in real life. Rell's here. Rell, how's your pockets? How's your mental health?
What's Gucci, man?
No Jesse today. Jesse's on vacation. Shout out to our good brother Jesse. Living
Chilligan's
it up.
Island.
Living it up on a yacht. Doing this thug dizzle, much needed and warranted vacation for my man. Big shout outs to you. And hey, Rell, an unrelated question, an unrelated situation. If you on a sex boat, right? I'm just playing. I'm kidding. Jesse, I'm fucking with you. All right, so shout out to everybody that listens to the pod. Shout out to OGs. Shout out to the new people that check this out. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. It helps the pod grow. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're listening on any of our various audio platforms, Spotify, Apple, Google. I don't know if Stitcher is still a thing, but Stitcher. All those sites, please don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, leave a comment, and rate 5-star reviews. All right, Rell. A lot happened this week. A lot of funny stuff, a lot of fake stuff. But in particular, we're gonna get to some of it. But first, I want to get this. I want to talk a little bit of football stuff because it is NFL free agency. This is your bag, one of your bags. So I'm gonna just come out the gate and ask you a simple, but yet maybe complicated question. You ready?
What's Gucci?
All right. Huh?
I said, what is it?
Okay. Where is Russell Wilson playing next year?
Russell? Probably Pittsburgh.
I know that's what the odds say.
It
Don't you
makes
feel
sense.
like they just love Kenny Pickett and they're just gonna stick with Kenny
No,
Pickett?
Kenny Pickett has yet to throw double-digit touchdown
I'm with
passes.
you, but the way Mike Tomlin talks about Kenny Pickett.
But I mean, whatever situation Russ goes into is going to be a quarterback there. He's not going into one where he's going to just get this. He's going to compete and
Oh, he's
back
going to
up.
compete for a starting spot.
He's not going to get a starting spot anywhere. Nobody's going to invest in starting spot. I mean,
Okay.
Daniel Jones starts, but I mean, so who fucking knows? But
Don't talk about Danny Dimes. Also, it says a lot, like a lot that the Broncos decided to just cut him and just have that kind of amount of dead space on their contract. Have you ever seen or heard of something that wild before that just have that kind of dead space on your books like that?
well, it beat the Atlanta. The most dead cap space ever prior to this was 40 million, and they beat it by another 40 million, and that was by Atlanta. Um,
That's wild.
so so it's an outrageous number. It's stupid what they did. It's the worst shit trade in NFL history. But I mean,
Is it already? Is it already up there?
it's the worst. Because he has an extension he's never going to play it down on. They gave him that extension when they traded for him, and it
Yeah.
kicks in this year. It kicks in this year. The extension is kicking in this year. Now, the only thing I would say, everybody said they feel bad for Russ. I don't. I don't feel bad for Russ. Wonder why? Because like nobody saw this cliff. Like, yeah, he was living high and mighty, but nobody saw this cliff that he fell off of. Like the one that everybody
Right.
thought Tom Brady was gonna fall off of. No, like the one that Ben Roethlisberger fell off of. Nobody saw the cliff, and nobody knew that it was coming on the other side of this trade. So,
And again, what's the name of the coach that went over there that was doing TV?
Sean Payton.
Like Sean Payton actually like tried because like it took him a while to like bench Russell Wilson, like, and then like it took him a while, right? Like I forget what week he decided to like.
I got an issue with Sean Payton because Sean Payton act like he develops quarterbacks when, like, truthfully, bro,
you were gifted
you
Drew Brees.
you fell into Drew Brees because of the shoulder injury and he was signed with Miami, and you got 15 years out of that, and then you didn't do shit after he left, and it's like now this is the first time ever that we're going to see Sean Payton be able to pick a quarterback.
Yeah. Agreed. I just wanted to ask you because I know that was like one of the talking head shows and that was going around about where he's gonna go. I know, like you said, Pittsburgh is like the number one spot that everybody's saying that he might end up at, but just interesting to say because I don't like. So if again, not to harp on this, if it's not Pittsburgh, where is it?
Minnesota, maybe.
Okay, all right, we can move on. So
I know
Rell's
where
not.
it's not going to be. He's not going back to Atlanta. That's for sure. He is not taking CC back to Atlanta. Her baby daddy down there.
No, she's
It's
not
just
going
going to
that
be
way.
too much. Future going to be at the games. You know,
Why not Atlanta though? I mean, is Ridley that good?
he's not taking CC back to the A. He not. That's when CC was dancing on the cars.
You know how we always talk about who's the most averageous quarterback in the league per year? I think he's the most averageous quarterback of the year. Would you agree? Who's the most average quarterback last year?
Who? Russell wasn't
No, the Atlanta
Ritter.
quarterback, Rid-
Ritter. Yeah, I mean,
Ritter.
you had a season worth of them. You know, you could pick Ritter. You could pick Russell. You could pick any quarterback last year.
It's a lot of average quarterbacks last year. Okay, all right. So Rell has no picks this week, so no Rell's picks, and obviously Jesse's not here, so we can't do Jesse saw a movie. So we're just gonna get straight to not list. So not list is compiled of stuff that I've compiled for throughout the week, and we're gonna talk about it, and then we'll move on to our burning questions, our other burning questions of the week. All right, number one on not list. This one made me mad, Rell, and I didn't brief you on this because I don't brief you anything on not list. Zion Williamson says, "If I'm in the All-Star game, then I'll compete in the dunk contest."
Mm-hmm. I like
Do
that.
you have a problem with this? Because you know I do.
I don't.
Okay, please expand.
I mean, because the dunk contest has become a joke. So, I mean, he don't have to do it, you know. And if he wants to be involved in the weekend and do like, I'm gonna do everything if I'm involved, then yeah. But dunk contest is a joke. Nobody's doing it, so you don't want to be the first one to do it. But I don't know if it's gonna be great with him
What's the
anymore.
difference between what he did when he quoted this after a game and when LeBron was saying I preliminary put my name in the dunk contest? What's the difference?
LeBron said it a year out. You know,
That's I mean, it's a year out. It's literally just
at the
happened. It's a year out.
at the dunk contest,
He
though,
said it at the
LeBron.
dunk contest, so that's the difference. But okay, so other than that, what's the difference?
Well, because Zion is saying that you know he has to be selected. Braun was gonna Braun preliminarily put my name in the dunk contest. It's like Braun, you never did the fucking dunk contest, and it's probably your fault. The reason why it's dead. So
Okay, Stephen A. Smith. All right. Anyway, I think this is trash. I think this is a ploy on Zion's part to just get votes to becoming an All Star next year, even if he has a
might as
mid,
well.
even if he's having a mid uh, statistical All Star run next season. I think this is his campaign. So, because like media and not only media, players vote on this. Players, you don't think players and fans and media are gonna vote? Say if Zion's competing with, give me a borderline forward in the West, so Domantas Sabonis, who realistically probably should have been All Star. Domantas Sabonis, if like their statistical profile is similar, you don't think people are gonna give Zion the edge over him so
Yeah,
he
they
can be in a
should.
dunk contest?
They should because it doesn't. The All Star game doesn't matter anymore. So they should. They should definitely. They should definitely vote him over in the situation because it's not like these we don't, you know, it means anything. It don't mean nothing no more.
I'm with you. Um, I just didn't like the way he said it. I didn't like
I
the way
want
he
to
framed it.
see. I have a whole list of things of what I would do to change the league, and the All Star game being like it means something, but I don't think like guys are now just taking it as like you know they don't have enough fun or whatever. But now I don't care anymore who goes. Like I don't care who's voting and who's not. I just want like it becomes like it was appointment television. Now it's not. So
Well,
and I think
it's
that And I think that if you get some of the best people who people want to see into that, like yeah, I mean yeah, the rating's still gonna be good for the Caitlin Clark and Steph Curry stuff, but the dunk contest is still it's ass. But even then, like I don't even think the best dunkers are not even in the NBA. You know?
I agree with most of what you said. Um, I will say this: the reason why the dunk contest isn't what it once was is because of, I'm gonna just call you out on this. People like you and the people like Stephen A. Smith and people like just ring culture, the people that
Oh my
validates
fucking god!
the people
You don't
that
think
validates
rings didn't matter in the
the
'80s?
people.
Rings didn't matter in the
I'm just
'90s.
saying the people who validated people's like that. Like if you don't win a ring, your career base doesn't really mean a whole lot. Like this is the reason
I
why.
never
That's
I
why.
never
That's why all
said
stars
nobody
don't take it
career.
seriously. I respect them for not taking it seriously
No,
because
because here's the thing though. The schedule and the amount of intensity and the balance of the league has never been like this. It's always been a favorite. You could predict the favorite prior to the last maybe 4 or 5 years. You could call the NBA finals from the beginning of the year.
sure.
So we can't say that ring culture and ring chasing matters because this is the most balanced that this league has been. Like this is an anomaly that we've never seen before with this league. And we can't say rings didn't matter less in the 80s and 90s. We just knew who was gonna be in the finals.
Okay, I'll give you that, but I just feel like ring culture has a part to play because again, stars want to be all stars, but they don't want to perform an all star. That's why the all star game is not as good because
But
nobody wants to get
you
hurt.
don't think those guys had the same want to ring or win the championship? You don't think Chris Webber wanted to win the championship the year in 2000?
Yeah, but they still competed. They still competed because that was the culture. I mean that plays a factor too. The old heads back then, they played hard. The all star game meant something more back then, but in today's game, in today's culture,
Everybody
it's
got something else to do but play basketball.
everybody got
I
something else to do. I'm with you. I just some
And
people.
that's the big, and I think that's the you bit, not to be old head. That's the biggest difference in today's game is that everybody got something to do. And I realize that the more that I'm getting close to these situations and I see a lot of the shit that goes on, I see that these guys are not. It's hard. Like you show up on Friday, you have Sid Shoe Company has you got to earn your brand. So you work for Adidas, you're at an Adidas party. You got to do
You,
Adidas event. You got to do Adidas party.
you, uh,
So
you got Bose earphones as one of your sponsors. You got to go to that. If you work for Sprite, you got to do all that. So yeah, I know what you're saying.
So the weekend is less enjoyable,
Starry
but
now.
like
It's not Sprite anymore.
yeah, but I mean, but the weekend is less enjoyable because of that for the players, and I think that it's now taking a toll now because we're like this is the most divided. Where we have the players on the court, and then we literally have a whole nother lifestyle. We're getting player podcasts and player,
Oh, that's
doing
another.
everything. So it just I don't know. I just think it's a
I know
lot.
I know I shouldn't be saying this, but and I know I'm still on not list episode number one, but like, bruh, respectfully, and the most there's so many players. Can you name? I can name 10 players podcast, and I'm sure there's more than that.
I
Active
can too.
players.
I can too. D'Lo, Trey Young, Paul
Keep
George,
going, keep
Pat
going.
Bev,
Yep,
Draymond Green,
yep,
JJ Redick.
yep. JJ don't count.
Uh, oh, JJ don't count.
DeMar DeRozan.
Be honest.
That one got me. I don't care. I don't want to bring it to the pod, but that one got me. I don't just shout out to him. Shout out to the greatest job
D'Angelo
security.
Russell. That may say D'Lo.
D-Lo. Did you say Tyrese Maxey?
Tyrese Maxey has a podcast.
Yes.
Wow. Who wanted to hear it? I just never. The whole thing is like how I feel about anybody asks. It's like there's a boom for anything, and then there's just gonna be people who
You
fall
didn't
off.
even
And
say
because like
Draymond Green, I think. You didn't even say Draymond. Did you say
yeah,
Draymond?
I said
Oh,
Draymond. Yeah, I said Draymond. Yeah, so like Draymond Green got one, but it's like Draymond it seemed like the most like
Draymond
consistent and
actually talks about what happens after the game, and I feel like a lot of the other pods don't do that. Like Draymond, I feel like Draymond literally plays, probably showers, and then hops on the mic.
Draymond is the only one that's going to be, like I said, I feel like Draymond has a career after this, and I think Pat Bev does too, because he was always the shit starter. But I don't think Paul George is good at it.
I've never listened to a full episode besides the Asia Wilson episode and probably one other one, but other than that, I couldn't tell you. So, but yeah, just strange times. All right, number 2 on the not list. I had it. Okay, here it is. Rell, are you ready? Because Will Smith announced that Bad Boys 4 is hitting the theaters June 7th, 2024. Are you ready for Bad Boys 4?
Fuck, man. I'm at that point in my life where I like to see black men get money, so I'm always going to encourage it. But
Here we
this
go.
probably should be it, right? Like this has to be it. Like this has to be like the nigga had a Spanish son, and now now the nigga Will got a Spanish son,
Yep.
and then and I think I hope he's not. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be involved, but they already changed the actor. He's not even in this movie.
I didn't
So
know that. I will say
yeah, he's not
this.
even.
Let me say this. Let me get this off. Because I haven't heard anybody say this. This is an original by me. I feel like if this movie does well, so we have the power to we're gonna power to see how
Don't
this
do
goes.
it.
If this movie does well,
Don't do it.
I can see
Replacing
they
that.
do Bad Boys for the Bad Boys franchise like how they do the Fast franchise. I can
I
see
knew
it.
you was about to say that. I
I
knew
can
you
see
was
it.
about to say
I can
that.
see it.
I
I
knew
can
you was
see
about
it.
to say that.
Tell me you
I knew
can't
you was
see it
about to
though.
say that.
Tell me you
I
can't see it.
can't.
Yeah.
And when I seen that they were making four, I knew, and I saw where they shot it at. I said, "Oh yeah, they're trying to go fast, furious with this,
Now,
because
somebody who Fast and the Furious franchise is like one of my top 3 franchises, so I'm not complaining. But I could
still not better
see
than Back to the Future franchise.
stop it. If this one does well, which I don't know why it wouldn't.
Because yeah,
There's not a lot of summer good movies this year. Like it's Deadpool.
Marvel dead.
Marvel is not dropping anything besides the Deadpool movie, which I think is going to be awesome. Then there's going to be again. I'm talking about movies I'm excited for. I know. Damn, A Quiet Place Day One. I think is also a
That's a
summer
trip.
movie. I
A
can't
Quiet
wait.
Place they wanted.
I
That's a
can't.
trip.
I can't wait for that movie. I watched it. I
That's
went to
a
go see.
fucking trip.
I went to go see the Bob Marley movie with my pops today, and they showed the trailer again. It was like the last trailer, and again, I've seen it before, but I just feel like, oh my god, Lil Pete is like so perfect for this role. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. Um, but yeah, like I don't think this is gonna be because of the writer strike and the actor strike. I think this particular summer movie slate is like relatively like lightweight. Like it's not crazy. So I can see this. I can see them doing it, man. I can see them doing a franchise, doing a Fast and Furious franchise situation with Bad Boys. So we'll see. You know, shout out to them because I don't want to talk shit about people. All right, number 3 on the now. This one is like long overdue. I don't know what took this city this long to just wake up and just decide that they needed to do this. This was in the cards. So the city of Philadelphia has finally decided that they're gonna build a statue for one Allen Iverson, which should have already been built right next to Rocky, if you ask me. Um, but Rell, how do you feel about Philadelphia finally coming to their senses? Like Asia,
Um,
I love it. I love the Aces and I love Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson got a statue before Allen Iverson is wild to me.
there was problems between Allen Iverson and, like, man, you got to think that the Sixers ownership changed several times too. So there was problems between them, and like he just got good back and good boy. Well, they got whatever happened. They just got, because I remember he was gone for the longest. I remember it was like a big deal when he first arrived back in Philly for like
Yeah,
a non-game. So um, I'm happy for him. He's the reason why I love, you know basketball the way I do. You
He's
know,
one of the reasons for sure. Him, T Mac, for sure.
mhm. And
Cole, obviously.
he deserves it. Like he was like, people don't understand, like his shit should be, because in the grand scheme of things, when you look at the mix of culture, rap music and hip hop, it only starts with Allen Iverson. The braids, everybody mad at the braid. They implemented David Stern was hating on the niggas. See, that's he implemented the fucking dress code because everybody was wearing throwbacks. Because they didn't like the fact that niggas like jerseys. So
True.
so and now Tyrese Halliburton is the reason why David Stern should have never implemented that rule.
That's a good one. And not to just harp on ring culture, but anytime I have ring culture conversations with anybody via in person or the internet, when I'm feeling bored, I want to engage with people about this. I say my answer to all ring culture stuff is they'll never be remembered, and I always say Allen Iverson. My answer to anybody that brings up ring culture, I say Allen Iverson. Anyway. All right, number 4 on the not list. Okay, let me just go ahead and do it. I added this to the not list. This was not on the not list originally, but I'm putting it on the not list. So, I know everybody saw the video of the Miami breaking up with Spring Breakers that was surfing and going around the internet for the last week and a half. I thought whoever came up with that video deserves a raise. It was hella creative, hella funny. Got the message that they wanted off in the most perfect. It was like it got so much people talking and engagement. Now, is it gonna stop niggas from going to Miami? Probably not for spring break. It should. It's probably gonna stop some people.
Bro, I don't know why they don't just add more security and then
They
just
are.
implement rules.
They are.
I mean, because
They
like
are.
I'm just getting tired of anytime you want something done, just let some niggas get a hold of it. Like how store court, like right now the big issue in college basketball is the fans storming the court, and
Right.
everybody was like, oh, such and such. Let 8,000 niggas storm the court. It'll never be another storming again. They stopped storming after that. I'm telling you, they may pull some billy clubs out and start billy clubbing niggas if you got 8,000 niggas running on the court. If you want anything to stop happening, let one of us get involved in it. And that's with anything. If it come to Miami, when they come, I'm telling you, stop the store comment. Like, you didn't want to stop the spring break. All we had to do is we found the one place that niggas love to go and have a good time. Miami got everybody like, oh, it's gonna be crime. Nigga, Miami already has crime. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so let me before I react to what you said, let me just tell the audience who hasn't seen it, because I do this thing where I always just assume people see stuff. So again, there was a viral video posted by, I want to say the powers that I'm gonna just call law enforcement, the powers that be, that who the overseers of Miami for spring break. I've never seen a city or a town just try to block tourism. They just literally block tourism. So like they're saying that if you come, you can come, but there's gonna be heavily police force gonna be there. It's gonna be curfews. Parking's gonna be $100, and this is all factual. The video was not like a scare tactic where none of it is not true. All this stuff has been documented and is going to be implemented on party goers.
How I feel like if you there, how I like to go to Miami and you just there for a good time, none of this shit really matter to you. Like I don't like going to the beach late at night like some of the people do. I like to go be in the clubs and on the rooftops.
But people do.
But they say, but you're not supposed to take your ass over there. I follow the rules.
I know.
I see the sign.
That's what I said. You would be fine. You be straight. But I'm saying, you have to acknowledge that there's be people that don't follow the rules while they're there. We've seen the videos. Literally last year, there was videos about how many people being arrested. There was all kind of rapes. We know all the scammers. We know how people was getting. We know what was going down. All these. We know what was happening down there.
Well, I want to talk about Woodstock '99. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about when white people don't know
Nigga
how
been
to
to
act.
Miami 3-4 times, and all of a sudden he got his Miami cape for spring break.
I want to talk about all the white men who raped and pillaged in spring with Woodstock. I want to talk about that. Since we want to talk about that spring break, let's talk about that one.
But see, Rell, check this out. You're doing this thing where you're pulling out your cape for the Miami spring breakers, but like you're a nigga that will go to Miami and it doesn't have to be spring break. So like this really doesn't apply to you like that. We're talking about the spring breakers, the niggas that go there to literally go fuck shit up and wild out. These are the people that they're targeting. These are the people they're talking about. They're not talking about you who got a free weekend, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm gonna go out here in August because I want to, because I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to be in some warm beach water. I don't want to be in the Pacific Ocean. I'd rather be in the Atlantic Ocean. You know what I'm saying?
In context, and with context, I see your point, but I'm just saying,
you're defending.
You're
unnecessary. You just want to defend Miami for no reason. I think this is a great idea. Get you dusty, dingy, dirty, deliberate, delinquent, raggedy ass bum ass niggas that be hanging around there doing nothing.
Bro, why you gotta add all that? Damn.
The niggas that just be in CVS and hang around the Clevelander, which we was, so I don't want to talk shit about that because that was us.
He was actually.
I just said that. They talk about them niggas, the one that get the hotels that be around, again, respectfully, the one that get the hotel that's around the Clevelander, the ones that the hotels cost $45 a night, $75 a night. You know what I'm saying? Those ones. That's the people he talking about. That's the people they talking about. So, respectfully. You know what I think? You know what I was thinking about too, Rell? Not to change the subject and talk about us, but we went out there in a time. We went when COVID was. We went out there when COVID was still rampant, and Miami didn't give a fuck. Because I remember, literally, all of us,
the place for me.
All of us still wore masks, and their niggas was looking at us like we were weirdos.
I don't know why I got this mask on while this girl is shaking her scantily clad ass.
We wore it in the airport because that was the law at the time. But once you got in the Uber, like even our like Uber and Lyft driver was like what the fuck y'all doing? What the fuck?
I like to forget.
Y'all in Miami now. Whatever they talking about over there don't exist over here, and if it does, we don't give a shit.
I like to forget COVID.
It was the Wild Wild West. It was definitely the Wild Wild West, and you know, a time was had, and probably never go back. But I'm glad we got to go and experience it together as brothers. That was fun. Anyway, all right. Last on that list. 1 second. All right, so today, the 2024 Dreamville Festival lineup was announced by J. Cole in Dreamville. Now, this lineup is kicking the hell out of, respectfully, Coachella, respectfully, Rolling Loud. Not even respectfully, Rolling Loud. Rolling Loud lineup is, But let me give you the lineup for the Dreamville Festival this year. So Saturday, April 6th, SZA is headlining along with Chris Brown. I mean, you already got me sold with SZA and Chris Brown. But also that same night, you got JID, Lil Yachty, Schoolboy Q, Sexy Red, Jeremiah, Earth Gang, Tizo, Touchdown, Amari, Loot, and some other body I don't know. Sunday night. J. Cole, Nicki Minaj, Remy Ma, Jeezy, Monica, Ray Shermer, Keylock, Boss, Money Long, Kaz, Omen, yo boy Omen. Rell. How, like, this is like, do you have
just Dreamville with Nicki Minaj? You just Dreamville with Nicki Minaj and SZA.
Now I got a question for you because now I think like this. I think like this now because I listen to stuff and I pay attention to stuff. Now, do you think J. Cole's feature on her album was like hey, I'll do your feature on your album, but you got to come to Dreamville Festival?
Probably because I don't think he's charging.
I
But
just
I mean,
I
I'm
think
sick of
like that,
festivals
or because like
overall.
maybe she's on the fall off. I don't know, but like I always
I
think
hope not.
when artists that big collaborate, especially like if they're like there's no real like connecting dots. Like yeah, like Nicki and Drake, and then there's Cole. Like there's one person that connects them really because we never heard a Cole and Nicki any kind of. I don't even know if we've heard them like speak about them in interviews and talk about admiration and stuff like that. We've never heard anything like that from. And then to get the collaboration that they did off of Nicki album, which was actually pretty fire. Um, I always just think like always think of a you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back situation. But yeah, this bravo. I think this is like the third year in a row J. Cole's Dreamville Festival has had like an awesome all star lineup like this. Every year it continues to get bigger. I remember when it was just one night, and now it's two nights. So shout out to him for having arguably one of the best and biggest festivals now. Because I feel like all the festivals they don't do it like that, where you got arguably what do you say, five headliners, six headliners,
Hmm.
six
I mean,
headliners.
say, I think three. There's a
Whoa,
Nicki and Cole can sell out anywhere.
you forgot Chris Brown, the guy that's about to
Oh, Chris
just
Brown.
go on arena tours.
Hmm.
Okay,
I totally forgot. I didn't remember he was on there.
okay. I mean, Jeezy
But
puts ass in the
I
seats
hate
too, but keep going.
he does. Gigi won't. He's not selling on Staples right now.
No, no,
So
no. But I feel you. No disrespect. Um. Anyway, it's a quick aside. So I'm done with the not list, and you can tell me because I listened to a little bit of it. How you like the Schoolboy Q album?
it's mid. I like the beats on it, but I like Schoolboy Q as the rapper. It's not, when you have a rapper that you really like you may have an album that may not be your favorite album that comes out from him to be the last one. So it's like Oxymoron is my favorite album from him, and I don't think he can beat that. So, but I like it. It's there's some tracks I want to skip, but I really like a few tracks. So the ones I do like, I play over. It's to me, it's split in half. There's like half I don't like, half I do.
All right. It's really I like some of the songs on there, like you said, but it's like it's real. He goes from really melodic to like rock, almost hip hop shit, and I kind of fucking like it a little bit, but it's cool. All right, man, where should we go from here? All right, let's get to something stupid real quick. So today it was announced. Let me pull it up on my phone real quick. Um, Netflix announced that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, yes, that Jake Paul, will be having an exhibition match on July 20th at the house at Jerry World. Rell, are you going? I just thought about it. You going? You going? Come on, man. It's at Jerry World.
I wouldn't waste my time.
So Netflix will be streaming live an exhibition match between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. I believe this is Netflix's second or third
Yep.
live sporting event, if I
Third,
remember
it's third.
correctly.
The
Third,
tennis event, the golf one,
tennis,
and now
and the
this.
golf one. Third, right? So I was like, it's second or third. After so Netflix has been doing this kind of dance where before these three live events that they did, they've been dancing around sports, right? So they did the obviously F1, which is sports, obviously that popularized F1. That eventually they'll probably, whenever the contract negotiation goes for that, they'll probably try to get some F1 events live on Netflix, but we'll see how that goes. Um, Also, they've done a tennis event, like you said, right? So they've been well before that. I'm sorry. So they've also done the uh, the football documentary where they followed the quarterbacks, right? They followed um, who they followed again? They followed three quarterbacks. Uh,
Kirk Cousins,
they followed Kirk
Mariota,
Cousins,
Mahomes.
Mahomes, and Mariota, right? Now we heard literally a month ago or 2 months ago that they're going to be doing the same thing for basketball, and I think they said it's going to be LeBron, DeMar DeRozan. I don't remember the players. I remember it was LeBron though. LeBron was one of them. And now, like again, this is their third time that they're gonna do a live event. I think we're gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen, real. Whenever the NBA has collective bargaining agreement, you think Netflix is gonna buy some, maybe the midseason tournament for the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, you could buy the midseason tournament. You could sell. I mean, that'd be awesome. This is you could put the All Star weekend in there. You could do whatever. You could. I don't know who is going to purchase NBA, but whoever gets that package, you
I
can do a
mean,
lot of
I
things
would
with it.
expect ESPN to still be a part because they pay so much money in talent, and they're just their whole business model is built around having a little piece of all the businesses on their um platforms. Turner obviously gave Charles that big new contract when Chuck has been basically saying I want to retire for the longest, but he's also doing other shit now. Dumping his feet in the political pool with Gail King on what's the name of that show? Sir
I
Charles,
forgot
Sir
it's on
Charles,
TNT. Yeah,
Sir Charles, huh?
yeah, it's on TNT.
Sir Charles. Is it on TNT? I think it's on
I
CNN.
mean, oh, CNN. You're right.
It's on CNN. Um, yeah. So Chuck is doing other endeavors. The niggas on Twitter now. I mean, on Instagram now, which is fucking wild. Um, so I think Turner will have its hand in there too, but I think Netflix is going to be the other player. Everybody's been talking about, the big bad wolf, which is Amazon, because they got more money than God. Jeff Bezos got the bag. You know what I'm saying? They did so well um with the NFL. Um so we'll see. Notice how we're not talking about whatever this exhibition is because we don't even think it's going to be really a thing. Even though, real, I'm not paying for this, but just go ahead and send that link when it's time. Go ahead and send that link. Um, but what do you have to say about the people that saying that Mike is selling out for cash, which I don't care for? But what do you have to say to
I
the people?
mean, this isn't his like first exhibition fight. I think he's done it before.
Yeah,
I think he done a few side exhibition fights. It's just that now he's doing it with somebody who thinks he's a boxer, but he's not. You know, and so
wait, if he's not a
he
boxer, what
might.
is he then? Basically,
He's not a boxer. I mean, what he does is he's not somebody I would consider a
I will
professional
say this:
or
his
even an
brother is
amateur.
his brother's a really good wrestler.
Yeah, he is.
His brother
Logan's good. Logan
Logan
belongs in wrestling.
Logan's like got a real career ahead of him. If
Niggas used
he's
to laugh at trying to make it 10, $15 million a year from jumping off a type rope. Now you want to do it. That was easy money. Now you ain't got to create content. You just got to go out there and cut a few promos.
Hey man,
But
especially if your boss The Rock is like, I'm gonna put all this other Hollywood shit to the side and I'm gonna just be a part of the traveling circus for a little bit to build
I
up to make the
wonder how
biggest
much
WrestleMania ever.
while we're here. I wonder how much are they paying The Rock to come do this because they happen
They're
after that
literally
Netflix deal.
stopping all of his other projects. Everything that he got going on is on pause. He paused everything. Pause, 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 pause. The nigga was doing he's doing the live action Moana movie. I forgot when they're dropped. I don't know if it's done. No, they're doing Moana 2's coming out, but they're doing a live action Moana movie and he's starring in it, right? Obviously. And I'm like, this nigga told Disney pause?
I mean, I
Pause.
don't know. I don't know how many is he shooting at one time or what the case is. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're paying him a lot. But overall, I just think this is all working to the bigger goal, which is once WWE gets on Netflix, that Netflix would also get pay-per-view boxing. And this is the next step towards that because of the TKO brand.
Yep.
So I just think that's really good because I hate the state of boxing. There's a lot of good boxers out there. The crazy thing about boxers is that it's six different promotions. They could never fight each other, and like it's the sickest thing in the world for boxing. And I'm hoping that with the
Boxing
TKO
was better
brand,
when everybody was under Don King. I'm just playing. Keep going.
I mean, nobody got paid.
I
Niggas
know.
didn't have a
I'm
check.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's what I was saying.
Dog, they're like, hey, dog, can you that check deposit right? Because I won.
Niggas was fighting, but niggas wasn't getting paid.
I mean, but yeah, so I just hope that boxing gets it. I hope boxing can get under a platform like Netflix and somebody can commission it. And because ESPN's on top, like when ESPN owns Top Rank, and that's like, and Top Rank doesn't even like you get a good Top Rank fight, you got to go to ESPN Plus. It's just insane. And like, luckily,
It's
I
like
found a
Saturday Night Heat back in the day. You don't get the good wrestlers.
Sunday Night Heat. You mean?
Sunday Night Heat, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Sunday
yeah,
Night
yeah,
Heat.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
But
oh,
yeah, I
Sunday
mean,
Night Heat
so
on. It's like, man, I'm not watching that. I'm only watching Raw and SmackDown. Ain't nobody on Sunday Night
yeah,
Heat,
they
dog.
sent they sent a doink out there for another match.
they
So
they said what was the third Dudley brother? Spike?
oh
Spike,
yeah,
yeah, they said Spike Dudley. They said Spike Dudley over there, and he would be the main man. He'd be the main event on the.
I mean, this is why this is ultimately what I say. I bring it, but to say this is that like I don't know how many more of these Logan Paul fights or Jake Paul fights he gonna have because who else he gonna box? You know, I mean, like he can keep strumming these like unless he really goes
That nigga
against
keeps getting
a
people's brothers. Like he gonna fight Floyd brother soon. Watch. Floyd got a
like
brother that's in the same range. He gonna
the
fight.
only fight he could get me to pay for is if he get the Italian stallion, and I'm not talking about Mike Tirico. I'm talking about uh, Sylvester Stallone.
Okay. I didn't know Mike Tirico was called that, but keep going, dog.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Mike Tirico was the Italian stallion. Yeah, Mike Tirico. He for the longest. When you look at Mike Tirico, what would you say his race is?
He looks black, but I know he's not.
No, he's a nigga. He's a nigga. He's a nigga. He's a nigga. He's a nigga.
Okay.
But for the longest, he tried to tell people he was Italian. I just don't get it. But so
it's Italian, not Italian.
if Jake Paul was to fight the Italian stallion Rocky Balboa, that's the only fight I'll tune in.
Okay. Oh man. All right. That leads us to our next topic where we talk about women's basketball, women's sports. It's March. I've talked about this. What I'm about to say is not gonna be groundbreaking or newsworthy like that, but we know the tournament's about to happen. I'm way more excited about the women's tournament than I am the men's tournament. I told Rell the other day that I might not watch the men's tournament until the Final Four. I might be exaggerating. I might watch the Elite Eight. We'll see. But I am watching as much dribbles of at least 4 or 5 women's teams from the beginning till the end because I'm so obsessed and into this year's women's college game. Obviously, that's headlined by Iowa, Caitlin Clark. Let me say some Caitlin Clark.
We got the fever.
We're not there yet, man. I know you hype want to talk about that. We got the fever. All right, so just in the past, I guess 7 days now, Caitlin Clark declared for the WNBA draft, which I don't know why people thought she wasn't going to do that. Like she was going to be
Why
a
would
fifth-year
she?
senior, because people thought she was going to be a 5th-year senior and then run the score up.
She'd make more money in college than she would in the
I
WNBA.
know, but like it would, in my opinion, it would taint what she did as far as the scoring record, beating out Kelsey Plum and Pete Maravich with the scoring record. But I feel what you're saying. So she declared for the WNBA draft, which Ray already hinted towards. The team that has the number one overall pick is the Fever.
Yeah, we got the fever, baby.
Which already has a superstar big, so in Aaliyah Boston, which is gonna be fire.
We back.
So she declared for the WNBA draft, double ticket prices for Indiana Fever, broke NCAA scoring record, set Fox viewership record, announced multi-year deal with GameBridge, signed exclusive deal with Panini. For those who don't know Panini, that's cards. and then one Big Ten Player of the Year for the third consecutive year. Um, that was just in the last 7 days. Um, but yeah, man, the collegiate game, LSU, South Carolina. I always watched the Huskies. Obviously USC. Um, it's a lot of good ball being played on the women's side, and I'm thankful for somebody again that pays attention to this like we do. I know Rell and I, we both pay attention to this. It's a time. It's a moment happening. In women's
This the
not only
Magic and Bird era.
huh.
This is just like when Magic and Bird was coming out
This is the
with her.
boom. This is the boom because normally, so I'm old enough to remember when Skylar Diggins was playing for Notre Dame, and a lot of people were like, again, obviously not the same thing, but Lil Wayne was making, had Skylar Diggins' name in one of his songs. I forget what song it was. He mentions her name. She becomes more popular. She's hooping for the Irish, and I feel like it was again nowhere near this, but like kind of popularized the WNBA, not the but the women's game for a little bit. Um, Again, when Candace was making her run, we saw some of this. Again, how you say his name? Jeannie Oriema?
Yeah, Gino Oriema.
Jeannie Oriema. Obviously what he's been doing. Like there's been moments, but what Caitlin Clark has gotten, not only the state of Iowa, not only just regular in the state, it's really national with her, and it's judging by the ticket prices of the Indiana Fever, it's translating to money. It's translating to dollars. They just reported this today that Las Vegas Aces, what's the word I'm gonna say? Damn, their season ticket holders, they sold out for season tickets for the first time. It's the first WNBA team in history to sell out season
They're gonna
tickets.
get an arena too.
Like right now, the women's game hasn't been highlighted and popularized on the stage that it is right now. And again, a lot of it has to do with Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna say some of it also, the momentum was started with the Las Vegas Aces, also with the not Seattle, because they're not the New York Liberty, because again, people was putting them against the super teams, obviously. BRL, just talk about the women's game and what do you think this boom is coming from, and how great the game is going to be from this.
Like just watching the evolution of it and learning from like watching from my sister's perspective and learning it, and we're knowing that like when I try to tell most casual dudes or anybody like, well, why you watch WNBA? I say,
Oh,
bro, it's
I
the
hate
purest
them.
from the basketball. I say, bro, it's the pure. I say you never play ball, but it's the purest from a basketball because if you take away most of these niggas' athleticism, they probably wouldn't be able to play. You know what I'm saying? So if they can't jump high, you got to be able to shoot and lay hard.
If Ball
And
wasn't 7'4", respectfully, I'm just kidding.
he'd be flipping fucking burgers, you know, So it's and I
Ball
speak to
skill,
that
don't
just
do that. Ball skill. Now
and
Thanasis, now Thanasis.
I'm just saying you take away a third if everybody puts athleticism sliders on zero, who'd still be in the league? We'd find out a lot. Um,
Right.
But I want to talk about just overall. I just think it's great. Like I think that overall it's becoming a better viewing product. For the longest, people forget Gino Oriema and UConn dominated every fucking year. Like it
Dominated.
was like I think they won like 80 something games at one point. Like and include national championships. It wasn't a pleasant viewing because there was only two teams. It was either UConn or Tennessee. You know, and it went back and forth for the
Every
longest.
other
You did
year, they'd have a Cinderella that would pop out. Like you would have the occasional Husky year, right? Like you would have the occasional. Oh no, give me another. That's pretty
Stanford,
much it.
Stanford, Stanford won.
Stanford,
Stanford won a couple
Stanford. You'd
times.
have the occasional Stanford year, yeah.
And then there was a one time where when Karl Malone's daughter was playing for La Tech,
I remember that.
they
Yeah.
won they won a couple years. Um, but I just think overall, like like I think it's balanced out. But I think the boom is coming. I think what's helping it too is the social media, because now you're hearing about who's coming next. You know, like it used to be like we didn't know about Caitlin Clark until she got here. I heard about Juju Watkins for the last 2 years, and
Mm.
now she's destroying at USC, and she could be playing the league tomorrow. Um, and so
Angel Reese and LSU again. Angel Reese is not going to be the best baller in the W, but like she has a social media presence. She's funny. Some people find she's attractive. Teach his own. But she hoops. She plays hard and she hoops. You know what I'm saying? I
and
forget the star
she
player of the South
plays.
Carolina team. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What happened?
Oh yeah, I can't think of her name.
I can't think of her name. I'm sorry.
But
But
South Carolina has a good team. They
they're
haven't lost a
undefeated.
game
They're
all.
undefeated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're undefeated. And so if we can get a Final Four that consists of
Ooh.
like I don't know how they're gonna do the brackets, but if it can
I don't know
consist
what the
of
brackets
like
look like either.
Iowa, we could be Iowa, UConn, South Carolina, LSU in some form, or maybe if I don't know if USC is gonna make the
I
tournament,
don't know if
but if
USC
they
is gonna make the
do,
tournament. How many? I don't know how
but
many
they
losses.
but
They got.
but they have a go. They have one of them ones though that can get you
Yeah.
there. You know,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
bust your ass for one game where it's like everybody groggy 10 o'clock, and she
Yep.
put 30 in your forehead before you had breakfast. So
Right.
so we need. I don't know. This tournament is going to be interesting, and I can't wait to gamble on it.
Got to throw the gambling hat in there. But yeah, I don't have anything to add. Just again, for the people that just choose to talk, I don't even engage with these people because like people see, again, I'm gonna talk about. I don't talk about my social media that often on here, but people see that I post all the Aces stuff all the time, and then like occasionally people are like, you really watch the WNBA like that, and I'll be like, yeah, I do, and I support this team behind me because I live here. They came here when before I moved here, and then they came soon after. Um, they were the
Of
first.
San Antonio, yeah.
Yeah, they were the first team here. The Raiders weren't here. Again, I don't watch hockey, so no hate on the Knights. But I love basketball, so this is my
I
team.
hate that the Aces jerseys now look like they're older
The Raider
San
jersey.
Antonio jerseys. No,
I hate
Raider
that
jersey
too.
and San Antonio. San
That's true.
Antonio.
That's true. I don't like
With
that.
the gold trim made me think of Vegas. It made me think slot machines.
The
Like it
red too.
was,
The red too. I'm
yeah.
hoping that they again. I hope that they go back and forth. I hope that's like a situation where it's like the NBA where they switch out the jerseys, where like they wear like 4 jerseys the entire year or whatever, or 5 or whatever. But we'll see, man. Because I'm with you. I don't necessarily like super duper love the jerseys, but
I like the red. The red
the
stuck out.
red the red says Vegas.
The red says Vegas.
The
Like
red
that
says
black,
Vegas.
that dullness. Like who brings dullness to Vegas? We
And we
need
should have known
brightness
that
in the
because
jersey.
I should have known something like that was coming because again I follow their page and I know what their practice facility looked like. The walls on their practice facility are just like black
They're
and
all
white,
black and gray. Yep.
black and gray like that. We should have
Yeah.
seen that kind of come. There's like no semblance of red. There was so they probably had it in the works. We just didn't know. Um, but all right, man. All right, final topic, and then we can get up out of here. So Jesse's not here to stop us from doing this because we were going to talk about this or briefly mention this on the last episode, but he hasn't watched the show. And I know we're behind on this. This show has been out probably a month and a half now. Real, it's been out
Mm-hmm.
for a minute, man. Right? No, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
2 weeks.
It's been out for only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then we're not that behind then. All right, so spoiler alert for those who haven't watched it. Hopefully, and if you choose to stick around, maybe we can hype you up to actually watch the show. So I'm talking about the Vince Staples show on Netflix. Netflix is getting a lot of pub tonight on this. Anyway, we're talking about the Vince Staples show on Netflix. Rell and I watched it. Obviously, well, not together, but Rell's one of those people. When it drops, he probably watches it in hours of time. That's Rell's bag. That's what he does. For me, I
What
was one
else
of
do I
those.
got to do?
That's not a
Like
negative thing. Stop
you
taking it
can
like a
say
slight.
like
Stop
you can
taking
say
it
like
like a slight.
I was playing with my child for 3 hours, and I'd be like, oh okay, like nigga, I
Stop
just got
taking it
home.
like I'm talking shit. I'm not talking shit. I'm saying that's your bag. Like you when okay. So Rell, when Vultures 2 come out in a couple hours, you press and play, right? Like in minutes, right, when it drops.
Probably,
Bet
probably.
you.
I
Bet
don't
you.
have Apple Music, so
Okay. It's only Apple.
I don't know what it. I don't know what you know how Kanye do these albums, bro, and you know how it is. It's probably never coming out. It's probably
That's what
never
they
coming
said.
out. It probably lives in our heart.
Anyway, my point is, I didn't. I heard about it, and then like I just had one of those days where I was like, let me watch this. I heard it's only 5 episodes. Ending in, I like. I don't want people to kill me on this. Um, Rell listens to music more than I. So does Clips. So does Jesse. I listen to podcasts more, right? And I know Vince has been out for a long time, so he's not a new artist. I do not consume Vince Staples' music like a whole lot. The way I consume Vince, I heard him on the Joe Budden podcast a couple times. He was funny as fuck. He's one of those guys that's super smart, super witty, and while he's telling you funny shit, he's also sending a message. It's real, like, I don't want to put Dave on him, but it's like Diet Dave shit, like from a younger generation. Somebody that's it feels like somebody that's been here before, who's seen a lot, been around a lot, experienced a lot. That's all I want to say. Seen a lot, been around a lot, experienced a lot of shit. So I hit play, and man, when I tell you, I've never laughed so much at 5 episodes of something in such a long time. I don't normally tap into like comments of what other people say because like I want to form my own opinion, but I wanted to just because I knew we were going to talk about this. Um, when I watched it in its entirety, it did get so people were calling this was like the West Coast Atlanta, and it
Mm-hmm.
did give me the Atlanta first second season feel, where like each episode was so different. But I would obviously the differences are that every episode is surrounded by Vince, where Atlanta some episodes would be Paperboy specific, some episode would be I forget his name in the show, but Childish Gambino um,
Mm-hmm.
specific.
Earn.
Earn, there you go. Some episode would be was this lady in the episodes like every like episodes can be specific about characters on the show of Atlanta, or this was centered around Vince and just stuff that was happening constantly around him, whether it was his family or situation that was happening with him. But I've talked enough, Rell. So tell me what you thought about the show. What'd you think? Um, what'd you like it? What was your favorite episode? What was your favorite part? What was your favorite gag? But yeah, go ahead.
Um, the bank episode, I just can't get enough of
Episode
it.
two.
Especially when he said episode 2 when he said if you um if you have a heist, you know, you're George Clooney, you rob a bank, you Queen Latifah. I thought that was my and you know I think the best part of it, the show, and I think he does a dope thing where like he comes home every at the end of every episode,
Yes.
sits his gun down, and then his girls are like, "Baby, what happened today?" And it's like the most craziest shit has happened, and he
It's
just
cool.
say,
That was the
"It was
first 2 episodes
cool."
where that happened. But yes, I feel you. That shit, yes.
And
Um,
so I did, and then the Pulp Fiction episode I thought was funny. The crazy thing is like I like the fact that he shot it in places that I went to as a kid, and
yeah,
like I've been to that swap meet.
yeah.
Um,
That's the last episode.
so
Yeah. They never
like
told
that
us
was
why he was called White Boy or why he was so mad at him. We never knew. They never explained that to us.
yeah they didn't,
Like they didn't
but
explain
he said but he
why
always
he
said like
was why was it on site for him? Like there was no conversation leading up to like, yeah, nigga, you like my name was Vince too, but they called me White Boy because of you. But like why didn't you guys have a dialogue to like to let people know understand like why do you want this nigga dead and why are you chasing him this seriously in broad daylight with just open like this
busting his
while you driving around your son. um But yeah, so my favorite episode is, I don't want to be one of those people that just talk about episode one, but episode one to me was just like it set the tone. It was just funny as hell. The jail guy, the big dude in jail that was the stab nigga. I forgot his name. Again, I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. I'm familiar with him because I watch Country Wayne's YouTube videos. I don't know if people watch that. They're like, he does skits, and every day he drops like 8 or so skits, and he's a reoccurring character in the skits. And the character he portrays in the Country Wayne videos is nothing like the one he was in here. So it was different. It was funny to just see the side of him, and he was just so fucking funny. Um, it's funny how the cops like just knew who he was, knew his lyrics to his song, and was like trying to get stuff out of him, trying to be good cop and try to get him out. And he's sitting there with
Yeah.
these the chicken episode, the Red Door episode was funny when they went to the music. I mean, every episode is good, man. Like, there's not a bad episode. Like, even the one where you think is gonna be kind of dry, where he spends time with his family at the family barbecue.
It had such a deep meaning. But if you're black, you understood
If
that.
you're
You
black,
understood.
if you're black, you understand. Like, people get mad at mac and cheese, though. Like, your mom, if your mom's is not in the group chat about mac and cheese, like her thing is mac and cheese, and everybody knows it, that's a real thing.
There was a double message of like the pettiness of our families, or growing up, and you see it,
Yeah.
like you can point to that person, be like, "That's such and such. That's such and such," and
Yes.
it's such a funny dynamic, especially when a nigga had to looking at the white Bronco, and he was just like, yeah, he kind of get why OJ did it. So
Oh man, but extremely well done. I mean, I could have gone for more episodes. It's a limited series. I encourage anybody to go and watch it so Vince can get more. Again, he's been on platforms talking about he needs people to watch it so he can justify Netflix giving him more episodes. Um I'm going to rewatch it to get the streams up. It's a quick watch. Some of these episodes is like 18 minutes, 17
yeah,
minutes, 20 minutes. Like, there it's a quick watch, and it's very well done. Vince's dry but also sometimes sarcastic humor just like is like perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he
Mhm.
is, it's just it's really good. It's really well done. Like I said, I can see why people put this in Atlanta in the kind of the same, again, when before Atlanta got really weird. That's why I said the first 2 seasons. Before Atlanta got hella weird, I'm with you. Um, but yeah, you have anything to add?
No, that's it.
Shit, man. That went by quick. Great episode. Now we can finally get to watch finish watching this Denver Nuggets game. See the conclusion of this. We're not gonna talk about the Lakers. Not on this episode. We're in good spirits. We in good faith. The energy is high over here, and we don't want to bring negativity today. No negativity today. So Lakers Corner will be on next episode once we figure out when we have the Minnesota game, the Bucks game, which is tomorrow, and then there's the Minnesota game, and I forget who they play after that. Somebody not. Oh, the Rockets.
Sacramento,
Oh,
Sacramento.
Sacramento again, and then they got a Rockets game after that, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So after those games, we'll be back with Lakers Corner. Hopefully everything is up. Hopefully LeBron is good. We'll figure it out. All right. So shout out to Jesse. Jesse will probably most likely be back next week. Shout out to Rell. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. It helps the pod grow. If you're new around here, please sub up for Rell, for Kev. We're those millennials, and we're out.